Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and change the shirt. How the heck I got 0 people up here and already 1 like? That's dope. Oh, 2 people. That's dope. Okay, let's see. Dos lurkers. I need to find out how to say the word lurker in Spanish. Astuto. That'll work. Dos astutos. All right. Shout out to the one person who gave her brother a like though. Really appreciate that. Not sure what you liked since you left as soon as you since you left. That's cool though. I ain't sweating it. Astuto, furtivo, solopado. Let's see. Well, while I'm waiting for people to pop up, I'm gonna go ahead and do this lesson real quick. Got 3 likes. That's dope. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do this lesson right quick. So if you say something I don't respond, just know I'm using a different window.
9時間4時間
Nope.
9時間
Kujikan. Let's see. It's gonna be this one.
9時間
9時間弾きます。9時間弾きます。
私の家族はいろいろな楽器を弾きます。私の家族は音楽が大好きです。
The only reason why I knew that was because they said the word ongaku. I need to listen to that again. Hold on.
私の家族はいろいろな楽器を弾きます。
Me and my
私の家族は音楽が大好きです。
Okay. Me and my family sometimes play music
弾きます。
and we play for like 9 hours. Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. Nijikan Gi Giku. Let's see, that's Mas Kimas.
ギターを弾きます。
Okay.
2時間ギターを弾きます。
That means I play the guitar for like 2 hours.
週末はピアノの練習があります。ピアノを9時間弾きます。
Oh boy. Let's see, that's Gon Shu. No, that's Kon Shu.
6時間楽器を弾きます。
All right. Let's see. Oh boy. Wa.
あまり弾きません。
Okay. It's saying that they don't play an instrument. Anybody in the chat know Japanese? Oh, hey, awesome. Hey, awesome sauce. How's it going? I'm doing okay over here. I'm surviving. Depressed, but you know, it passes. All right, so let's see. Gi. Oh, man, I forget what that is. Gikui. I keep on messing that up. Or do. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to guess this one because I really did forget. Nope. Let's see.
弾きません。あまり
This person doesn't play this thing a lot, so it's either going to be gi, oh my, gi something e, or like I said, I'm gonna have to guess it. I got that right. What? Okay. Oh, because that's guitar. because that little line at the end means that it's main, Nanjikan,
何時間
Han, oops, hold on, Kujikan,
9時間
Yojikan.
4時間
Oh boy, Han. Boy, I hope this is Han.
半
Sin. I keep on second guessing myself. I need to stop that.
ピアノ、
I know this stuff.
バンドアルバムパズル
I love the fact that album in Spanish, album in Japanese sounds like Alabama.
この楽器は何ですか？
Just asking what you think about the Charlie Kirk situation. I made a few videos about that already. But I'll talk more about that when I'll talk probably more about that like once I get done with this. Kono gaki wa nan desu ka? What instrument? What is this instrument? What is this instrument? Kono gaki wa nan desu ka? Okay. I played for 9 hours.
9時間弾きます明日も9時間ピアノを弾きますか明日も9時間をピアノ弾きます明日も9時間ピアノを弾きますか
Do you also play the piano for what, 9 hours? Dang it. Ashita Mo Kujikan. Oh, piano. Oh, okay. I did those in the wrong order. Okay. I'm going to play guitar at 3 o'clock.
3時。お、ギター、弾きます。2、弾きます。
Oh boy, I probably might get this wrong. Oh, I might get this wrong.
弾きます。
I don't know if it's ni hikimasu or just hikimasu. Dang it. Sanji ni. Not Sanjio. Is learning Japanese hard? It looks challenging, but I bet if you study hard, you could probably learn it. Yeah, it's challenging, but like I've been trying to learn it for like some years now. Like I still don't know a whole lot of it, but it's challenging, but it's not as challenging as it was when I was starting. And the app that I'm using, the thing that I'm using right now is surprisingly very useful for it. So, that's something. Dang it.
どんな楽器が好きですか？
What kind of instruments do you like? どんな楽器が好きですか? I'm going to play guitar at 5 p.m.
5時に
Where's guitar?
ギターを弾きます
Wait, is it Goji Gogo? Yes, it is.
午後5時
Goji Gogo ni guitar o hikimasu. Come on, what? Goji? Come on, man. I am not doing this right now. I'm not doing well at this right now. I'm ashamed.
よくうちでピアノを弾きます
I play piano often.
で
Oh, I often play piano at home. Because uchi means home.
うち
Yeah. I often play piano at home. There we go. Finally, I'm winning.
明日も9時間ピアノを弾きますかも9時間ピアノを弾きます明日も9時間ピアノを弾きますか
There we go. Who? I'm going to play guitar at 3 o'clock. So let's see.
3時。2、ギターを弾きます。
I'm going to play guitar at 5 p.m. So
午後5時にギターを弾きます
there we go. Okay. So to answer your question about the Charlie Kirk situation, it's simple, really. First of all, as much as I hate him and I hate anybody who supports him or anything like that, I definitely don't wish bad. I definitely didn't wish death on the guy, but like literally, he wished that on himself. The dude's literally been like debating that. Like the dude's been literally kind of debating his ideal death for a long time now. He wanted guns in school. He got guns in school. He wanted white people to be the ones who do everything. White people did, white people killed him. Essentially, he I'm not gonna feel bad for a guy who basically like died in the most ideal in the way that he wanted to die. If anything, if anything, he's happy. If anything, he should be happy that one, a white guy did it. Two, it was done in school. Three, it was done with a firearm. And four, nobody cares. The dude's been preaching. The dude's been like preaching the word of his ideal society for a long time. So that has nothing to do with me. Um, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not gonna, but like, I'm also not gonna. I'm not gonna mourn the guy. Like if I've been saying my whole life that I want to go out in a I want to go out like being suffocated by some lady who just didn't know to get back up, then so be it. If I die in that situation, it's like I mean I gotta go out, Um, but yeah, that's if anything, that's got nothing to do with me. And you heard about what he said about civil rights. I've heard about a lot of things he's been saying. I'm not really trying to like get like riled up by all the stuff that he's been saying because I've heard it all already. People have been literally playing his greatest hits since he passed away. I don't really care that much to get. I don't really care that much to like to, like discuss him any further. Like that's him. Like if anything, I'm more annoyed at the fact that it's like I'm more kind of bewildered by the fact that the guy who iced him is looks just like him a little bit. Like if you actually look at I don't know maybe the facial structure just looks similar to me, but that's neither here nor there. Nor do I care. I'm just like I just really wish that like this was behind the serve. I really wish that they would like look into their circles and just say you know what we need to clean ourselves up a little bit instead of like trying to like attack everybody else in the light of the situation. It's like, yeah, that's dumb. What's this? But yeah, so, but yeah, that's such a weird conversation to have. I don't, like I said, I don't care about the guy. I don't care about the guy nor his fan base. I got 5 likes. That's crazy. 5 likes and only 2 people up in here. That's even more crazy. So let's see, one person and one lurker. I'm gonna assume that the lurker is probably a troll. I don't know. You can never tell anymore. In the meantime, but yeah, like to get back to the point about like Japan, like if you use that app, I definitely recommend like there's an app that at the bottom of the if you want to learn Japanese at the bottom of the page there is like a little sign. It looks like a Japanese kanji, and if you click that, it'll teach you how to like write the letters and teach you what the letters are and stuff like that. In your spare time, I definitely recommend like making like flashcards of them so that way it'll help you like learn what the signs are, learn what the signs sound like, learn stuff like that. It's really helpful. It helped me out when I was it helped me out. But yeah, but yeah, that's Japanese though. But yeah, so how's Al doing out there, by the way? I'm sorry if I'm being a little quiet, but I got some weird message on my phone, so I just figured I got to read that. But yeah, how y'all doing out there? Pretty good, pretty okay. Everything going the way that y'all need to go. Eating good food lately? I don't know what's going on. I just figured I'd ask. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for you guys to interact, I'm going to play my game. And oh wait, hold on. Solapado. I'm sneaky out there, though. I'll give you that. I can't believe I got 5 likes on here. That's crazy. Thanks for showing the brother some love, though. Really appreciate that. Definitely picked a long time to go live, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna check something out real quick. Shoot, I cannot. Okay, I can't do it. I'm sick, but okay. I'm glad to hear it. Really hope that everything's okay over there. Hopefully you got some. Hopefully you took something for it. Shoot, I'm not in good spirits. I'm actually really kind of bummed out, but I'm trying my best to sort of make myself feel better. And I keep on forgetting that, like when I do, I keep on forgetting that when I go on live, I'm ignored for like 80% of it. But I keep doing it because it's like one of the few things that make me feel good. But yeah, like I hope that you're okay over there. I'm sorry. You're welcome. I hope that everything's okay. Oh man. Okay, so I'm looking at these. Man, I should not be looking at these headlines. A lot of these headlines, I don't really feel like even talking about. I just want to talk about some fiction instead because, like, there's this performer. His name is D4VD, and apparently he's like killed a bunch of people. And the first thing that's going through my mind is, that's sick, bro. That's like really sick. It's like they're minors. Hide your kids. Hide your kids, bro. Seriously, there's like people out here who's actively like pursuing them. It's disgusting. Okay, I got 3 people up in here. I'm gonna assume one of them's Awesome Sauce 26, Jovi, and maybe me. I think it's probably me. It's either me or a troll. Let me check. Bro, that's messed up. They really don't tell me who is in here. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I hope y'all can probably still see me. All right. All right. So in my video, and also on my video series about if I could foot run against a president, I mean, I was the first one who hasn't died yet. So while I'm waiting for you guys to interact, I'm going to play this game while also looking for a thing, bro. That's messed up. Every single time I do screen share, somebody leaves. That's messed up. Like, that's wild. Like, y'all really just okay with just seeing me on camera, not doing like just playing this game like off camera? That's crazy. Hard times, something, something, something living. I only want a life worth living. Only want a life worth living. Oh, 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 it's hard times. Okay, fine. You know what? Okay, so I mean, nobody's here. I'm getting ignored. I'm going to just get like, one thing I noticed is that like being ignored, being small, being insignificant, there's actually a bit of a privilege for that because of the fact that I can actually say whatever I want and kind of do whatever I want without having to worry about any sort of prosecution because nobody's really looking at me like that. I just realized that. It's like technically speaking, like I don't matter in the grand scheme of things, so I can kind of do what I want essentially, at least to some degree. So it's like, although I really hate saying I can do what I want because what I really want to do is like travel the world and have enough money to take care of my family and like just basic stuff like that. But when I say I can do what I want, I mean I can say what I want to. Like for example, I could say I don't think you're being ignored. I mean I literally asked like 4 times. I literally asked the chat like 4 times, how's everybody doing, and you're the only one that answered. But in any case though, but it's like I'm like being ignored, overlooked. Nobody really cares. That's like, but it's a good thing with that because I could say I could say stuff like, you know what, being a jerk is not cool, and nobody's gonna pop up and be like, actually, being a jerk is cool. I mean, they do, but like they don't do it as often as they used to. Um, there's only me and you here though. It was like a third person up here earlier, but for some strange reason, as soon as I started to share the screen, they just immediately left. But like even then, the fact of the matter is that like I'm still an ignored channel. Like nobody. What I'm trying to say is that like there's a lot of people that are on YouTube right now. They don't care about me. But what I'm saying is that like it's kind of a good thing because of the fact that I just recently made I just really made a Epstein Island reference in the most recent short that I made about Bill Clinton, and like I'm not about to, like nobody's about to pop up, and no Bill Clinton fans is going to pop up on that video and be like, "How dare you say that about Bill Clinton?" You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but it's like, calm down, buddy. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's a little kid outside screaming her lungs out, and I just reminded why I don't want children. I heard that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but I just got reminded why I don't want children. I think children are cute, and I think children are awesome and adorable, but like definitely not worth the noise. They're definitely not worth the noise. Like I already kind of got like enough things that I endure in my life. I can't endure that too. Shoot. But yeah, like I said, man, that was loud too. Like I don't know what led to that, and I don't want to know. That's scary. That's scary to think about. Oh, also, I did not know. Like, I just recently learned. I think I kind of know why I'm not going to ever really, not ever be successful. I don't want to say that. I think I realize now kind of why I'm not successful, and a big part of it is ultimately because I'm not evil. Like, if you really think about it real quick, if you actually look at some of the most successful people in America currently, a majority of them are evil. Like, really, really. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody actually like be successful while doing good and retaining that good. It's always like they start. It's either they start off good and they become evil down the line, or they were always evil and they become even more evil down the line. It's just nothing short of just like, but it's rarely ever like anybody who does anything good or at least tried to do anything good, and that bums me out a little bit. Like that's just sort of like it just kind of it really just sort of takes it. It really takes it to consideration. Like for example, I was actually looking at some of the most popular streamers on like overall. There's this is Asmongold, Aiden Ross, and Kai Cenat. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with Kai Cenat, but like Asmongold is like a right winger now, but he's also like a literal. He's like literally every bad stereotype about gamers, right? And then there's another guy. His name is Aiden Ross. He's just a bigot, and he's just a bigot, and he's rich for just being a terrible person. And then you got Kai Cenat, who is kind of on the fence a little bit. It's like, is he a bad guy? Is he not? We don't know. But it's like I was looking at that, and then it just dawned on me like a lot of people who are successful, specifically in America, are just terrible people. And it's like, and it's like I think the thing that really kind of depresses me the most about like being the thing that really kind of depresses me the most about success here in America is that like it's like if I was only just like unabashedly cruel and sociopathic or misogynist or like anti-trans or something, if I was like only unapologetically like mean in some fashion, I would probably be a lot more successful. If I was streaming myself just walking down the street and just like making somebody else's day miserable because of some bigoted reason, more people would probably tune in to watch that. Like I was actually there was these two there was a that guy who there was that one guy who turned himself in for like Icy and that other guy on YouTube Live. I forgot his name, but I think I was a little ashamed of it because I think his name was Manny something. But it was like he was like he did that, but he was actually but him and the guy that he iced were both relatively successful on here, and they were both like one guy was successful for simply trolling and harassing the other guy, and the other guy was successful for kind of just sort of being obnoxious. You know what I mean? And it's just like it just sort of messes my head up a little bit because it's like it's really kind of messed up how a lot of the success in America is sort of granted to some of the most cruelest, undeserving people. And I just find that to just be a little, I don't know, that's just annoying to me. I don't understand it. Um, I used to think that like people became successful from like through like the community, and then it was like initially community outreach, and then like they go viral that way. I always thought like being viral and being successful was organic, but like one thing I started to notice was that like a lot of people, a lot of like businesses anyway, they got successful because they just ultimately asked rich people for money. Rich people would just give them the money, and they would just like they would just buy and they would just beg for somebody to invest in their product, and that's how it will go. And I don't know. It's just like I that really kind of like shook me to my core a little bit because ultimately, when you think about it, all of this stuff we talk, all this talk about business is just begging rich people. It's just like finding efficient ways to beg rich people to give you money and to kind of like find good enough reasons and like jargoned enough reasons to kind of like just sort of justify charging them a little bit more than what they probably offered you. You know what I'm saying? It's just bargaining methods and stuff like that. And I don't know how I feel about that. It just sort of feels a little kind of, I don't know. It's just it really kind of like just sort of hurts me a little bit. That is like a lot of success don't really come from organic stuff unless there's cruelty involved. Because like, or you have to, it's either you have to be cruel or you have to be good enough to entice a rich person into giving you enough money to do stuff. And I don't know how like that's a really hurtful realization to think about. I don't know. It's like because I can't be cruel. Like you said, I could be ignorant. Uh, what's what I'm looking for? Hold on. Sorry, was being busy. That's fair. I get it. You got a life. You know. Uh, got four people up in here. That's wild. How many languages do you know? I don't really know. All I know is English, but I'm studying. I used to, God, at the most, I was practicing like, I was, hold up, I was practicing 10 uh, languages, uh, including, sign language. I'm out of practice though. I'm out of practice though. But yeah, like I was learning like 10 at one time. I was learning let's see, Spanish, Japanese, Zonka, Chinese, um hmm, let's see, Spanish, Japanese, Zonka, uh Chinese, German, Italian. I want to say Russian for a little bit. Uh hmm. Dang, did I really forget all the languages I was learning? That's crazy. That's how old I am. That's how because I was learning German. There was this like, but those are the ones that I was practicing. And I mean, there was sign language, and I was trying to teach myself Morse code, and I was trying to teach myself Morse code for a long time. I'm really not smart. I'm really not smart. I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you on that one. I'm not smart. I just had like enough free time to just want to practice that stuff because like I thought it would be easier, but it's not. Like, but yeah, I was the big reason why I wanted to learn like multiple languages was because I was under this. There's this rumor that it's like if you know 5 languages, then you know every language on the planet. And I think it was I was trying to like learn Swahili. It was like I think it was Swahili, German. I think it was Swahili, German, Latin, um, Spanish, and Chinese. And I think those are the languages you had to learn in order to like learn. I'm trying to learn Spanish, Haitian, Creole. Hey, that's dope. I get that. That's dope. Because the good thing about Haitian Creole is that like it's also it's sort of like a little bit like French. So if you know Haitian Creole, then you already kind of got a head start in the French. Every language is in some fashion like connected to another language, whether it's like whether it's oh my god, voluntary or involuntary. Any anime lately that you've been watching? I've been watching Ace Attorney. I don't know if you're familiar with the video game Phoenix Wright. Objection. But like they have an anime on Crunchyroll, and I've been watching that lately. It's a good series. I love it. Um, like I'm not really a huge fan of like a lot of like shonen series now that involves like a lot of fighting and stuff like that because I don't like tournament anime. I hate tournament anime. Like I can't watch those anime where it's like it's a fighting tournament. Somebody it's like 12 there's like 20 people come in. Only one person has to win. They're all fighting superpowers, flashing lights, big sounds, amazing punches. Also a lot of screaming. I can't. I'm done with those. I'm not. It just doesn't feel like it's like at some point it just feels kind of like cheap and overdone. But like I'll watch the heck out of Ace Attorney all day. Um, Also, I'm watching the Ace Attorney. It's on dub. It's a really it's a good show. I've also been watching like when I was younger, I used to watch when I was younger, I was like watching Yu-Gi-Oh, but I never got a chance to finish Yu-Gi-Oh. So like I'm trying to so I've been watching like the Yu-Gi-Oh sub, and I'm at the part where they beat darts, and I hate darts. I cannot stand darts. Darts is like the most annoying final boss I've ever seen in any series. But like I also kind of the Yu-Gi-Oh game just gets more and more confusing too. But I don't care. I'm mostly watching it just for closure and for lore and for storyline purposes. So that's another one. I'm also watching a series. It's called World Eater. I think it's oh god, what not man, what is it? It's not World Eater. It's God Eater, I think it is. But like I want to say it's called God Eater. It's like a series that's based on the video game, and like I love cell shading, so like that really kind of got me super interested in that show. I love cell shading. I love like retro scope kind of things. I think that's like really fun to watch. So good, man. It's so good. And the lore up in there is actually very challenging. So yeah, like but yeah, God Eater, Ace Attorney, Yu-Gi-Oh. There's also another series I've been watching. It's called Thunderbolt Fantasy, and the thing is, it's not animated in the sense like it's not drawn on paper or anything like that. It's puppetry, so they're using puppets, and I just think it's like they really like go all out for this show, man. This show's crazy. But yeah, like so yeah, Thunderbolt Fantasy, Ace Attorney, Yu Gi Oh, and God Eater. So hopefully, something that you probably might enjoy. I hope that like I hope do you check those out. I hope you like them.
Charlie was doing.
But yeah. Okay. Hold on. It's getting a little dark up in here. Okay. Back down to two, which means that God dog, bro. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, though, I'm just like it is kind of. Hold on. I'm on One Piece. Yeah, One Piece is always good. I like the idea. I like One Piece just because I like the idea of One Piece now. I like the idea of One Piece because it's radical. Like if you watch it correctly, it will radicalize you because there's like a lot of stuff up in there that kind of makes you just say to yourself, you want to care about like other people's freedom and other people's like One Piece is one of those animes I feel like is going to cause you to build empathy if you look past all the fighting and the screaming and all the other stuff. Because like Luffy actually like he actually takes down fascist countries. He actually takes down fascist overlords. He's freed slaves. He like I mean not he freed slaves, but like slaves were freed in there. You know what I'm saying? People are taken care of and looked at as more than just like stuff to beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good. It's a good anime though, but it's like I kind of wish that. Hold on. But yeah, like One Piece is one of those shows I feel like people like I really feel like people are gonna watch One Piece incorrectly because like people don't understand that like there's a lot of like real life stuff that you could probably like pick up on in One Piece. Because once again, in One Piece, slaves get freed, racists get beat up, like you have like you have like elitist supremacists who actually get punched in the face, you know what I'm saying? By a criminal, because Luffy is a criminal in there. So everything he does is a crime because he's a criminal. But it's like people are going to be like, no, it's just a show about pirates beating each other up. No, it isn't. They discuss it discusses a lot of things. It discusses trauma, childhood abandonment, fascism, oligarchy, racism. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to say like it explores a lot of things that I feel like people are just going to ignore for the sake of just saying no. Actually, it's just an anime about people fighting each other. It's like because media literacy does not matter to like the fiction fan nowadays. They don't want to watch anything and sort of learn anything or pick up anything on these things. It's like all they want to do is just say I like fighting. It's just ridiculous, man. Like for example, the Fishman Island arc, right? When like I said, the Sun Pirates, who were the reason why they were called the Sun Pirates is because when they were put into slavery, they got tattooed with that little thing. But they basically said, let's take it. It's like they basically say, you know what? Now that we're free, from our slavery, we're gonna like rebrand these tattoos that they put on us, and instead of us being slaves, we're now sun pirates because the thing looks like a sun. That's is a lot of stuff is like put into One Piece that like if you watch One Piece correctly, it should radicalize you. It should definitely like make you be like, you should definitely like anybody who watches One Piece and is like, a bigot still did not watch one. If you know anybody who claims to have watched One Piece and they're a bigot, they didn't watch One Piece. They just watched the fights and was like, he put somebody else in the face. Nah. And every anime is like this. Like I said this before. I made a video dedicated to, like how all art is political. Like every anime in some fashion has a deeper meaning like that. For example, Naruto. Naruto is literally like, is super political too. They talk about you're on Fishman Island right now. Okay, I think I just spoiled it for you, and I apologize for that. But yeah, but just completely ignore what I said then. But yeah, like there's Naruto is super duper political. It's about like the power of diplomacy. You don't have to like not every war is won with weapons. Sometimes war can be won with words. That's a lot of W's. But it's like because Naruto, if you ever pay attention, he was a diplomat. People be like, oh, he's talk no jutsu. All he does is talk. It's like, yes, because he doesn't want people to die. He doesn't want people killed. He's willing to just sit down with the enemy and have a chit chat. And sometimes it works because diplomacy sometimes works. Not only that, but it's like the irony is that like a lot of their genjutsu, what is it? Not what? Let's see, not taijutsu. Taijutsu is when they're fist fighting, but there's like, you know, like a lot of the stuff that they do is like, you know, with words, you know, like there's so many jutsu. It's just like, it's crazy because like a lot of fiction be like that. It's just like people really don't like, you know, it does. I had to stop interacting with the fiction community because like they don't really care about like learning deeper into what's going on. They just want to say, who can win in a fight between character A and character B ad nauseum. And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, but if you're on Fishman Island right now, just completely disregard everything I said earlier. But yeah, Fishman Island is definitely going to be like, you know, it's going to be one of those things. Whereas, like, you know, you're probably not. It's probably not going to like keep you interested as far as like the fighting and stuff like that. But the actual lore involved is it's that kicks butt. I tell you. What do I think about Gear 5 Luffy? I don't really care that much. I mean, like, you know, it's just another power upgrade. Like, once again, I don't care about like it's just a superpower, you know. It's just whatevs, you know. It's just another superpower upgrade. That's like it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like when I watch Kamen Rider and they have like a new mode. It's like it's cool, but at the same time, it's like one thing I learned about like in Japan when it comes to like mode switches is that like every mode switch has like has a strength and a weakness, so it's not infallible. It's not like untouchable. So it's like if you're on mode, if you're on one mode, then if you're like doing like one mode, then it's good and is effective in some fashion, but ineffective in another fashion. Things like that. It's just I don't care that much about like, you know, like the superpowers and stuff like that. I just care about the lore. You know what I mean? I watch everything for the story, you know? And my whole thing is that like that's the reason why I don't really like a lot of tournament shows, because like my problem with tournament shows is there's like always like at least 4 or 5 likable characters in there. But it's like, you know, it's a tournament, so only one person has to win. So it's like you have like 4 or 5 likable characters up in there, and at some point at least a good 4 of those characters is going to lose, which means only one character is going to win. And I'm just like, yeah, but what about these other guys? Some of these cats, all they're trying to do is just like they're trying to, you know, just get some stuff taken out too. Hello, I'm sorry for just joining in. There's nothing to apologize about. I mean, you got a life. I get it. You got a life. You know, you're human. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you? You're late. Like what? That's childish. But I do appreciate you showing up and, you know, popping up to say hello. Hello, Miss Nancy Wilson. How you doing today? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. My whole thing about anime though is that like I'm watching a football game. Which football game are you watching? But yeah, like Awesome Sauce. That's what I'm saying. Like the anime, like I only care about lore. I don't care about powers. I don't care about fighting. I don't care about any of that stuff. All I care about is just like I watch a story. I watch a story to read a story. You know, like all that other stuff. Like one thing I really hate is that like, you know, because I read manga. I don't watch the anime, so I'm always like a couple of steps ahead as far as the series is concerned. And I read manga, and one thing I hate is when the manga is like when a manga is like just fight scene, fight scene, fight scene, fight scene, fight scene, and literally all that's happened is just like somebody gets a new superpower and they just get ready to land yet another punch. It's like new chapter, another punch is thrown. Now you gotta wait a month. Is there anything else that happened? Yeah, some stuff. Yeah, some stuff about lore. What's the lore? And like in One Piece, Oda. Oh yeah. So what football game you watching, Ms. Nancy? I hope I hope you got my question. How's your day going so far? It's okay. But I feel terrible, so I'm just going on live to try my best to make myself feel better. But yeah, I'm my day's going pretty okay. The roof hasn't fallen in yet, so I'm still alive. There's that. Nothing's burnt down yet. But yeah, just the lore of it. Yes, just the lore. I like the story. I like stories. I like to kind of know specifically what's happening. I like to know the context of what's going on. I don't really care about superpowers and stuff like that. Right, lore is very important. Exactly. Thunder and lightning is on its way to Texas. I can believe that. I can believe that. It was raining earlier. It was raining like a couple, like I want to say the day before. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm expecting nature to be very uncaring right now. So there's that. Hold on. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though. Like one of my favorite series that I ever like, one of my favorite anime that I ever watched was a series called Outlaw Star, and Outlaw Star is kind of like one of those really slow series because it takes place in space. So like there's a lot of times where you're just seeing like stuff. What do I think the most overhyped anime is? I don't. I think every anime is in some fact like overhyped would mean I feel like overhyped is a subjective thing, whereas like it's a series that everybody is talking about that you don't like. So it's like that an individual person doesn't like. So they just say, I don't like them, I don't like it because everybody keeps talking about it. I don't think that there's such thing as an overhyped anime as much as I think that everybody has their own standard when it comes to one. I'm so happy because my apartment lease is almost up. Um, why are you happy about that? Is that a good thing? Are you moving someplace else? I'm kind of intrigued about this a little bit. Like I don't want to get into your business, but you brought it up. So like now I'm compelled to ask. But yeah, as far as overhyped anime, I don't think that way. I do know that like I'm not a fan of Demon Slayer because I heard that it's spectacular and I've seen clips of it, but the way that it started just completely turned me off. I'm not trying to it's just too gruesome for me to see. Like I don't really like series that got like that whole shock value thing that comes on. They got that whole shock value that comes in the very first episode. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not have to see a family get massacred and children get I didn't need to see that. Like, and the sad part is that Demon Slayer is a good show from what I understand, but I can't watch it because that opening just really bummed me out. You know, my next door female neighbors are so mean to me and very disrespectful. I'm I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm just glad to see that you're probably gonna find something better. You know, let's hope that you find something a little bit better. Maybe kind of get a chance to relocate, and you know who to avoid. I hope anyway. But yeah, they live right across from me on the ground floor. Oh, Uh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hmm. Sorry, hold on. Who is this person? I'm not planning on moving out when the lease is up. I'm planning on going month to month. Oh, okay. I get that. Yeah. All right. Definitely. Well, I hope that that works out for you also as well. Shoot, I'm trying to think of like, because I don't really like I said, I like Ace Attorney, but I don't really hear anybody talking about Ace Attorney. I got approved for HUD. Heck yeah. That's awesome. True. I mean, like I'm glad to hear that. Not a lot of people can get approved for that. So it's always good to sort of hear that somebody did, especially considering the circumstances. HUD is like it's kind of like a housing, it's kind of like a housing thing. You can request it and they'll like get you a house to live in. I forget. There's like it's that's a short version of it. There's a longer version. I'm just not aware of the specifics of how that goes. It was a 2 hour interview. That's dope. Like I said, at least you could get that. I know for a fact that if I applied for HUD, I don't think I would get it. Sorry, it's crazy. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, HUD is basically like a housing thing. It's like a government program for housing. Ah, darn it. Mm. But yeah, though that's definitely kind of how that. But yeah, like as far as the anime is concerned, like one thing I do say is I kind of wish that people cared more about the lore and the story instead of just like the fights and stuff. Because it's like I mean, sure the fights and the powers are cool, but it's like at the end of the day, there's so much more that goes into it. I really feel like people don't understand. Like there's a lot of parental abandonment in anime that I just think we just don't acknowledge like at all. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is that parental abandonment in anime is mostly a lot of times it's justified. I have no intention of telling my landlord that I got approved for HUD, not until I have a lease in my hand. Oh yeah, definitely. You sounds like you got a plan. Sounds like you got a plan in face. RC Hawkeyes Bruins faithful. Hello, RC. How's it going? Yet another name change. Is this another name change or just another channel? Because I know you got like seven. HUD is a government program for like housing development, housing and urban development. You can like use that to like request they find a house for you. The challenge is, you know, the challenge is depending on who you are and depending on your circumstances, it might take a while. For some people, it takes years for them to get a house found. Yeah, housing and urban development. But yeah. Yeah, though I'm trying to like, oh God, I lost my place. Trying to talk about God, what was I talking about? Like, I mean, media literacy ultimately, right? I'm on Social Security. That's why I got approved and I passed all the background checks and other checks. Okay, cool, cool. Well, like I said, I'm glad that you got that taken care of, and I'm glad that you got that situated. Not a lot of people can say that, so it's like it's really good that you got that taken care of. Oh my God. These people are insane. These people are insane. Okay. Shoot. I might like I'm compelled to Nancy Wilson sounds awesome. It's hard to win anything nowadays. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that is ultimately like a gamble. It's like just government programs in general, like nowadays, is a gamble. You can't just request it and immediately get it. And the problem is that like the racists really think that that's the case. Shoot. But yeah, like back to, but yeah, like I really do kind of wish that people would care more about media literacy. That's kind of one of the big reasons why I'm not a huge fan of action movies. Well, I'm not a big fan of anything that was made in the 90s because like if you actually look back at like a lot of stuff that was made in the 90s, there was a lot of hidden things that they were trying to like just sort of normalize that was really weird, such as the jailbait wait, which is somebody waiting on somebody else to become a legal adult so they can get married and stuff like that. I have no eviction on my rental history. I owe no back rent to any former landlords. They called my former landlords. That's dope. I had a video called Wanted to Quit YouTube, but I tucked it away and decided to come out swinging. Nobody wants to hear another person crying about failing on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. I mean, the irony is that like that video might actually get some numbers. Once again, like stuff like that, a lot of people be feeling like that, so it's like you probably might be able to talk to somebody who can relate to that and just sort of like let them know, hey, I wanted to quit YouTube because I thought I was failing, but instead I actually buckled down and got better. Somebody else could probably see that and get motivated. Hold on. But hey, like I said, if you decide to ever like make that video, yeah, man, like that could be a motivator for some people. You don't know who you can affect by doing what you do like that. But also, I don't understand like I made it, edited it, and saved it. I just didn't upload it. It's only like 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Okay. Well, hey, if you're feeling fired up to make content and get back on it, and just like not break up your shortcomings. Hey, more power to you. I hope that it works out. Sorry, somebody sent me something, and I'm just trying to respond to it. My 36-year-old daughter is mad at me for wanting to move into a HUD apartment in 2026. I'm not. Is there a reason why? Is she like? Did she specify why, or is this like one of those insert? Is this like what's the context there? Um, Also, RC, like, dude, like, if you ever feel like uploading something, you just should, you know. Like I'm literally have a series. I literally have a series on, where I'm talking about do if I think I can, where I think that I could like beat a president in a foot race, you know. So it's like I'm literally just like going down a list of the presidents and seeing, do I think I could beat this guy in a foot race? So I think I could beat this guy in a foot race. So I think I could beat this guy in a foot race. I got a whole playlist. She lives in Dallas and wants me in Dallas to make her commute easier. Okay. Would the HUD apartment move you out of Dallas? And how in the world do I got 7 people up in here and only 2 people talking? That's wild. Like, how many haters do I have in here? I know a person that has 9 channels. That person has a lot of time. That person has a lot of time on their hands. I do not envy that person. 9 channels? Absolutely not. No, I cannot. Like that. That person is got more time to handle things than I ever could. Oh, not hating, just listening. Okay. Show of hands. Who's in the chat right now? I always ask this, and only like 2 people say something. Managing 2 channels is harder than I imagine. No, my whole thing is that, like, speaking for myself, if I have like, because I have only 2 channels, but like if I had like anything more than that, like first of all, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget like at least one of those channels and just never upload anything on it. Oh crap! I have 3 channels. Oh my god, I forgot about that 3rd channel. Here's the thing: my current rent is $750. HUD will only charge me half of that. That's dope. Get it how you live. Like that's awesome. It's like half of 750. I mean, you're looking at God. I can't count right now. Half of 750. That is what, like 350? No, 450. No. Ooh, 325. Oh man. Okay, wait. Is it 325? No, it's three. It's not 350. 375. Man, I was trying to do that in my head. God, I wish my rent was that low. And it's only gonna get lower. She'll be up in here like she'll be saving so much money up from like 375. That's dope. With all utilities. Yeah, get it. That's awesome. Shoot, I wish I can get something like that. I ain't lying. All I'm gonna get is all I'm gonna get is a price increase and told to sleep in my car until they take it away and just kill me. I don't know. Shoot, I'm sorry. Hold on. You still paying for the moats? I don't know what the note. Yeah, dude, I pay for a lot of things. My daughter pays the utilities for my current apartment. Your daughter is amazing for that. That's very helpful. Oh, okay. Pays. Well, she pays utilities for the current apartment. That that's very good. Like, you know, not a lot of people do stuff like that. So honestly, that's dope. I have no. I'm guessing I do pay for a lot of stuff though, dude. So, but that's my whole thing is I like, you know, I just know like what I'm gonna have to. I just know what I'm gonna have to endure. Like, I wish I could pay $350 rent. That'd be cool as heck. Instead, I'm paying. Instead, I get, like I said, I get a price increase, and I'm like, you know, I get a price increase, and I'm told like, you know, like pay this or die. Okay, this is America, land of the free. Now pay, work and pay. Why don't you get the budget income? Okay. Dude, like she's gonna be like she's gonna be living in a much more affordable apartment soon. So she's gonna be fine. Basically is pay or get out. Yeah, basically, essentially. That's it's like, you know, I love how the racists be like, you know, America's free. You can do whatever you want in America. You can do whatever you want in America. But also you better hurry up and work so you can afford all the stuff you need to do. Cause everything costs money. And if you ain't got money, you may as well be dead. And you're just sitting here like, all I want to do is just have a home to live in. Too bad. I have no car payment and no cable bill. Yeah, that's good. You're doing pretty okay for yourself. You know, but you know, like I hope that works out well for you. Shoot, but yeah. I will probably never do another car note again. My previous note was like $470 a month. That sounds miserable. Also, we never met each other personally. Please stop calling me Manny. I appreciate the familiarity, but like just say unbalanced, bro. I would love to get a pet rat. Basic channels work for me. There is a city bus stop right up the street. Dope. That sounds like I said, it sounds reasonable. Like I said, you're doing pretty good for yourself. Rent just won't stop going up. So with that, it seems like a great American setup. It is severely so. It's very, very, very bad out here. It's a little rough. It's definitely like something to look at and sort of challenge. I'm like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I would totally run for office, and if I could run for office, because I could, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd win, but I would totally run for office under the plan of just abolishing rent. Like apartments are supposed to be for people who can't afford to have a house. So it doesn't make sense for apartments to be expensive. So it's like I would either A run on abolishing rent or B run on making rent like income based. So like it'll be like one of the two. So it'll be either abolishing rent entirely or making it income based. So that way it'll be like it'll only go by how much you earn rather than like how much they set. Because $800 apartments and like you know, there's apartments that used to be $400 that are now $800 and nothing changed about them. I only pay $2 for round trip on the city bus here in Dallas. That's convenient. I really wish that was like a thing, and that should be a thing in like all over the like in hold on. Sorry. What do you mean, really? Really what? I'm just saying, like, if I ran for office and like if I won, I would literally try to make like rent either A, income based, or B, abolish it entirely. They won't even refurbish or upgrade these apartments, but the rent is going up higher than a roller coaster. Since nope, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. It does not. I agree. And that's something that I do feel like as a society we kind of need to challenge a lot more. Like we definitely need to kind of like just get out there and just start saying, you know what, it's we have to like we do kind of like need to like just sort of go out there and just say, you know what, no, that's messed up. That's not right. We got to challenge that a lot. But that's what I'm saying though, is that like there's no reason for things to be this bad. Especially because the one thing I hate about like prices going up is that like prices go up, but like nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Like there used to be a time where like you go to Taco Bell and the value items would be like about $2-3 at the most. You know what I'm saying? And like the most expensive thing you would buy on there would be like $5. Nowadays, the most expensive thing you could buy at Taco Bell is like 7, 8, 9, $10. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. There was this video there was this one video I remember. I'm originally from Providence, Rhode Island, and I couldn't get an apartment for less than $800. And that shouldn't be right, and that shouldn't be a thing at all. Like I said, the whole idea about apartments is that they're places where people should be able to go to if they can't afford a home to live in. So this idea of expensive apartments just doesn't make sense. Taco Bell used to have 59-cent tacos. 59 cents. If anything, they're taking food out of things and raise prices. Exactly. 59 cents. 59 cents for tacos? That's crazy. That's wild. Like I love that. I love that. Why do we not have that? That doesn't make any sense. That is the least fair thing I've ever heard. Like 59-cent tacos. Put me on that. Like what happened to that, man? That's crazy. If anything, increase in prices means that the economy sucks right now. My daughter told me to pack my bags and come try to get an apartment in Texas. Well, you're already in Dallas, so I feel like, Oh, okay. You're talking about like leaving Providence. Okay, I get it. One White Castle burger used to be 65 cents only. That's crazy. I don't know any food out there that costs a certain amount of cents now. There's no food out there that costs cents. They're all dollars now. You know what I'm saying? Like how crazy is that? White Castle burgers were like 35 cents. 35 cents. You moved out of Rhode Island in January 7th, 2022. That's good. That's really good. Sounds like you had enough time down in Texas to actually kind of get used to it and I get that. I like that. I'm glad to hear that. Whoppers were 99 cents in the 90s. I remember that. I remember 99-cent Whoppers. The McDouble sandwich going back to used to be like $1.25. Now it's $3.29 for one McDouble. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like nothing changed about the McDouble. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing that really kind of annoys me is that like when something goes up in price, you think that there's like a new feature added to it or that is improved in some fashion. No, it just goes up in value, which what does that even mean, right? Like that doesn't even make sense. It's like it went up in value, but how? It's like why is like, and that's with everything. Everything has gone up in price, but nothing's changed. Like they just it just goes up in price, and everybody's like, well, I mean, that's how things go. Inflation, it's like, no, that's not how. No, that's stupid. Well, prices have been going up for X, Y, Z amount of reasons. That's so stupid, man. I'm telling you, that's like, and nothing changed. Nothing changed about it. It's the same thing you've been eating for like 20 years, and like, that's bonkers. It's like that should make. I feel like that's something that should make everybody mad. It has more meat. It's bigger in quantity or something. But no, that's what I'm saying. It's like it would, but it doesn't. It's literally the same thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, like I can understand video games kind of going up in price because video games have been changing. Video games have been kind of like improving. Why is everything so expensive in America? Because rich people want to rob everybody. Rich people want to rob everybody. Like rich people, like there's a whole lot. It's America's obsession with slavery. That's the answer. America, like rich people in America, are obsessed with enslaving people. It's like they know that they know that desperation breeds out like people that like people. It's like the whole problem is that like people can't strike because everything costs money, and the problem is that like the problem is that like if people had I will always say this: people can strike if they people will strike if they can actually like rely on each other. If people could rely on each other, then we like strike. Like nobody would actually like work anymore. But when you rob the rich person, suddenly you are the monster. No justifying robbers. I'm pointing out. I get it. I love pizza. What's your favorite food? Take a good hard look. Everything. But I mean, I'm fat. That's a joke. It's like I'm pretty sure I'm open to experimenting with any type of food as long as I can eat it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not proud of like I'm not proud of like of all the food I would eat. Thanks for the live stream today. I'm glad to thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to give a subscribe, man. I mean, like feel free to subscribe or the button is down there somewhere. Like and subscribe for more content, I assume. I hope that everything is going great for you out there. But yeah, like my favorite food, yeah. Better question would be what isn't my favorite food? Like I am not proud of like the food that I will what's what I'm looking for. I'm not proud of like food I would eat, man. My better question would be like what food don't I like? If you find an apartment around the cities and states for less than 650 is probably that. Well, yeah. Yeah, and that's if it's that much, like, because some people will lie about like how much something costs just to get people to come in. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll start talking about those extra costs that they didn't bring up earlier. That's like the most irresponsible business practice I've ever heard of. But it'd be happening. I know a person that pays for a 2 bedroom, 950 best home by the water. I mean, yeah, they can, like I said, if they can pay for it, I'm blessed to have food stamps. Oh, I get that. You know, I'm glad to see that you can actually feed. I mean, it's always good to hear somebody capable of feeding themselves because, because of the circumstances that are provided. So, yeah, totally. So, the same guy on The Simpsons voiced both Homer Simpson and Krusty. I can do Krusty's voice, but I can't be Homer Simpson. I can't really do the. Apparently, they don't want homeless on the streets or in tents or in the tunnels or any more living. On top of that, they want van lifers to live in their transportation fee. Good grief. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that should make anybody want to run for office because you know how ridiculous this is. It's that sort of stuff is ridiculous. Like that's the kind of stuff that should make anybody want to run for office or like kind of, you know, I'll say like get involved in some fashion. Like that's what like I ain't gonna lie, that's something that I would do for sure. Like I would totally run for office if I knew that I could win. Actually, I would probably run for office even if I couldn't win. Cause it's like somebody gotta at least like tell them, hey, this stuff sucks. Y'all should do something about this. And if y'all don't want me to be the guy who does something about it, y'all should at least want somebody to do something about it. Walmart employee dropped off all my groceries straight to my apartment on the 18th. Oh, did you like do that pickup thing or that delivery thing? These people are angry for no reason. Hold on. Free delivery. That's dope. I've never heard of free delivery before. That's a new one for me. I got 6 people up in here and only 3 people talking. That is ridiculous. Okay, Jovi is up in here, but she's just listening. But like, there's at least 3 people up in here who hate my guts right now and are just probably like fishing for some rage bait or something. I don't know. Probably like some people who just saw my videos about my foot race and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him to say something stupid so I can pop up in here and tell him how much I think he sucks." So annoying. Haters be hating. I'm here, but multitasking. No, I get that, and I know that you guys are here. That's why I said 2 people are talking right now. As no as it's RC, it's Nancy Wilson, and Jovi is up in here, but apparently she's like just listening right now. But there's still 3 people that's not accounted for, and I'm pretty sure they're haters. Please block them. I can't block them if I can't see them. Also, you can't block people on YouTube. So it's kind of weird. Like I say, like technically speaking, I don't know if they are like, it's literally there's 3 people on here, but they're not saying anything. They're not really interacting. So it's like I don't know. Like it's complicated. But yeah, you can't block what you can't see, and also you can't block on YouTube anyway. if they are trolls and haters and start talking, I think you can ban them or hide their accounts. Probably, but like it's just annoying because it's like it's the fact that they're hating but they're watching. You know what I'm saying? Like I bet you they're just sitting in their rooms right now just steaming because it's like I can't find anything to get angry at them about yet. So they're probably just like stewing right now, just like I don't. It's like imagine like watching somebody you hate for no reason. It's like these guys are worse than cops, man. And it's like it's three of them according to this count. But yeah, no big deal. Like the way I see it is they're like, they're doing it better, like, they're just lurking and they're not really like talking smack or anything. So what else? In the meantime though, oh hey Miss Charlie, hey Charlie and Craig, how's it going? Am I talking to Charlie or am I talking to Craig? I'm gonna assume that I'm talking to both. Do you make YouTube playlists? Yes, I do. But I make YouTube playlists based off of my own videos. Yeah, I make YouTube playlists based off of my own like videos. But I don't really like watch like I don't really care that much to like I used to do it based off of other people's stuff, but then I stopped watching like other people's stuff like that. Like it's not that it's not interesting, it's just that like I realized I had enough content of my own to like organize out in that fashion. I appreciate that, Charlie and Craig. Thank you. I hope that everything's doing okay with you guys are at it as well. Oh boy, I'm so sleep. I got a headache too. I don't know why. It just came out of nowhere. But how you guys doing out there? Pretty okay? Saw any good movies lately? Okay. Sorry, I'm still playing. I'm gaming too while I'm talking to y'all. So, oh, you saw Freakier Friday? How was it? Did you enjoy it? The way I see it, I thought when I heard about Freaky Friday being made into a movie, the first thing that went through my head is I already read the book, so what else? But it's like now that it's starting to become like a movie series, I'm just like, what? That's crazy. And also, it's really weird seeing Lindsay Lohan grow up. Because like to me, Lindsay Lohan will always be the kid in the Parent Trap to me. I want to see him though in this Taylor Swift new documentary based on her new album that comes out October 3rd. Sounds like you got some stuff to get into, man. Like you got you got some stuff to plan for anyway. Is the documentary coming out on October 3rd, or is the documentary happening before or doing? I don't know. I don't follow Taylor Swift, so I don't really know how that goes. Also, have you ever been to a Taylor Swift concert? I've been meaning to ask you that, and I just keep forgetting to. Or have I ever asked you that before? It's basically the same script. Yeah. It's a limited theater run as only show on October 3rd and the 5th. Oh, okay. That, so you gotta get it before it's like gone. Ooh, that sounds like a race to a race to the theater. I want to see the new Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson. Okay. Is that out? Is it being made or is it already finished? I don't. But it was good. Oh, dope. Like I said, it's weird for me, it's weird to see like child stars grow up. Because like, for example, Keke Palmer, like I know that everybody's like I have a friend who's like got the biggest crush on Keke Palmer. But it's like to me, Keke Palmer is just always going to be the kid from A Killer on the Bee. So I can't look at her as like some sort of sex symbol or anything like that. And like I said, it's just like that with Kirsten Dunst because Kirsten Dunst was just a kid from Jumanji to me. And every single time I see her, it's just like, oh, it's a kid from Jumanji. It's like, nah, man, she's an adult now. It's like going, oh, right, yeah. Which is weird because I saw Mark Paul Gosselaar, and like I don't look at Mark Paul Gosselaar as Zach Morris. He's just some dude. Macaulay Culkin too. Anybody see the new Superman film? I haven't. Somebody I know told me that it was actually like really good though, but I haven't been able to. I read the comics way too much to like get invested in the films. I saw Thunderbolts. Yeah, I heard was it good? I heard that Thunderbolts was like really, really good. Like I heard people like hyping that up. Like, Also, completely unrelated. Well, I'm pretty sure I think I've said this before, but if you are subscribed to my channel, I just know that I am currently making a series of shorts dedicated to my odds that I think that I have of beating presidents in a foot race. It's just something that I'm doing to sort of motivate myself to learn a little bit about history, American history, but also it's something to just sort of like make fun of the fact that, just sort of like make a little light of the situation of me having a foot race against like how I think I would do against them. The new Superman got beat up. Well, that's not surprising. But yeah, like my it's in a playlist on my channel, and the playlist is called "Do I Think I Could Beat Certain Presidents in a foot race. It's like a minute. Every video is like a minute long. I try my best to be sort of educational about it, but at the end of the day, it's just me saying, "Oh, I could probably beat him," or "I can't beat him." That's ultimately all of this. So if you guys could sort of like show a brother some support on that, that'd be great. Because I do actually do a little bit of work on that. I look up how old they are when they get in the office. I look at how tall they are. I try my best to actually like kind of like do a little bit of I do try my best to do a little bit of like research about them. But for the most part, it's just like me going off of like speculation. Her most recent tour, I didn't see it. Unfortunately, I did, however, see it when it hit theaters. I went twice to see it. It was called Taylor the Eras Tour. Got it. Got it. But yeah, also there are some presidents that I do admit that I don't think I would do a good job against. A lot of them are usually like presidents who got into office like kind of young, or are tall, or are like I don't think I could win a foot race against Jimmy Carter when he was alive, because God was on his side on a lot of things. So, but yeah, like I said, it's definitely one of the things I am kind of proud of, because it's one of the series that I have been kind of like trying to do lately. And like I said, I'm almost close. Like the most recent president I made a video about for this in this series was Bill Clinton. So, you know, so there right now is a video of me basically sizing myself up to see if I could go toe to toe against Bill Clinton in a foot race. So feel free to check that out. You know, we'll really appreciate the support on that sort of thing if possible. I'm trying to like just be like as original as I can, and that was like the most original thought I could think of. I don't go that often to the movies, though. Do you? I haven't seen a movie in years. Well, no, actually, the last movie that I saw was Sinners. And even then, that was kind of like spur of the moment. But you know, yeah, I'm broke, so, and also there's not really any movie that I'm really kind of interested in seeing. Also, if y'all hear like noises on the in background, it's basically because my neighbors, they don't know how to like not be loud. They took away the $5 movies Tuesday, which was ridiculous. They replaced it with something else on our app. Are you talking about a specific movie theater? Because I've never heard of that before. AMC movies. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a new one for me, man. Never heard of that before. I never heard of the $5 movie things before. That's a new one. Dang, man. That was like 5 people up in here earlier. Now it's down to 2. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's RC and Jovi. Unless she left. She has she got a whole life out here. It's only if you have their app. Okay. Well, I don't really go to the movies, so like I got nothing to worry about there. Yeah, I figured. That's why I said, like, that's why I said it's probably Jovi. I really need to get back into like reading this comic. Oh boy. I was talking to someone earlier about how if movie theaters were really wanted to stop declining its sales, they would have more big artist shows, documentaries, and concerts playing at the theaters. That feels like that feels like an awesome idea, but that's definitely something that you could like recommend for local theaters and local stages, because like those are corporate things. And I feel like corporate stuff is like very complicated. Whereas if you had like local Whereas if you had like a local, stages, you could probably like at least recommend that suggestion for them. That could be a thing that could like help load up the local scene in your hometown. At least that's what I'm thinking anyway. That'd be cool. Sometimes I like to think about what it took to produce elevator music. Like people just get into the booth and they're like, "Yeah, let's play something smooth and light." A 1, 2, 3. Ding, 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 ding. Keep it light, fellas. Oh boy, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm getting tired and I'm a little obsessed with these games. I do appreciate you guys for like sticking around though. Y'all are like really cool today. I'm I'm just glad y'all kind of like showed up. But I'm probably gonna end up calling it in a few minutes. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't like having blank space on my what you call this, and this one's definitely got like a lot of blank space on it. And that's just because yeah, I'm just playing this game while talking to y'all, and the only reason, and I'm trying to get y'all reactions, or not reactions, but y'all responses. And I don't think my chat is like as efficient as I would like for it to be. Ugh. That's not good. But yeah, so I'm gonna head out. I really appreciate you guys for being here, and just know, hold on. Just know that you are more than a person. You are an experience, and I definitely recommend that y'all, you know, you can either choose to be a good experience, a bad experience, or no experience at all. Definitely recommend like being a good experience because we're all going through it right now. We're all suffering. You know, just know like spread peace and love. And if you can't spread love and peace, then spread nothing at all. Like the last thing we want to do is be a +2 to 10 on somebody else's bad day. It's very frustrating out here. We're all going through it. So let's just if we can't spread love and peace, and spread nothing at all. Being mean is mainstream, being kind is punk rock. Always be punk rock because mainstream music fades with times, but punk rock is basically forever. And yeah, just be sure to be cool out there. Love and peace, y'all.